Good morning, Facebook friends and YouTube followers. This is Rich again, back for your first video blog of the day for Saturday, August 23rd, 2014, around 6:30 in the morning. The sun's coming up in Billerica. It's supposed to be another nice and sunny day. Highs in the mid-70s and stuff. I heard the upcoming week we could have 90-degree weather, which is pretty good. We haven't had too many 90-degree weather days in this neck of the woods this year, which is pretty good because we usually maybe have 10 to 14 on average. And, you know, probably the heat and humidity has been taking a holiday this year on vacation on a consistent basis, but I don't think it's going to be, we won't be so lucky next year. I think we could probably have several days of heat and humidity, maybe several heat waves. We'll wait and see about that. Some news to report. The Seattle Mariners beat the Boston Red Sox by the score of 5-3 last night. The Sox were up 3-0, but they blew a lead as usual. And also, the New England Patriots beat the Carolina Panthers by the score of 37 in preseason football. And also, the New York Jets have named Geno Smith starting quarterback this year. No surprise there. And that's about it for the news. And now my next subject is a continuation series of the top 10 players of all time for each NHL franchise. And I've reached the Vancouver Canucks. The Vancouver Canucks came into the National Hockey League in 1970. They were the third Canadian-based NHL team to join the league, and for the first 20 years in the league, the Canucks did not have very much success. They were usually a mediocre team at best. They didn't have too many good stars. They made it like a impossible run to the Stanley Cup Finals in 1982 with a hot goaltender named Richard Brodeur, but they were eliminated. They were swept out of Stanley Cup Finals by the New York Islanders. They were probably more known for their unusual shaped V uniforms than anything else in the National Hockey League. That's what their claim to fame was for several years. But by like 1991, they started to have like a very good team because of the arrival of Pavel Bure and other good players. They won some division titles, but they always would choke in the playoffs. 1994, they made a run to the Stanley Cup Finals, Game 7, but they lost to the New York Rangers. And then the next few years, they were like kind of got eliminated in the first round, and Pavel Bure requested a trade out of Vancouver, and then they fell to the bottom of the standings. But they started to rebuild, and they were like pretty good again, made playoffs annually, but they would get bounced in the first round. 2011, they had their best team, like the Vancouver Canucks, the best team in the National Hockey League. They were picked to win the Stanley Cup by many people. They made it to Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals against the Boston Bruins, and they lost the Cup Finals at home ice against the Bruins, and they had the best record of the National Hockey League in the next year, 2012, but they lost 5 games to the eventual Stanley Cup winners, Los Angeles Canes. And then the lockout year, they won the division again, but they got swept by the Sharks. And this past year, they didn't make the playoffs, and there's talk that they're going to be rebuilding again. But we'll wait and see about that, because they still have some talented players, and, you know, they might sneak up into the playoffs this year. You wait and see about that. And now here's the top 10 greatest players on Vancouver Canucks history. Number 10 on the all-time list of greatest Canucks players is left winger Todd Petrucci. He scored 188 goals, 261 points assists for 449 points, ninth on the all-time scoring list. He made the second NHL All-Star team in 2003, while a member of the Canucks. Number 9 on the all-time list of the greatest Canucks players of all time, Tony Tanti. Tony scored 250 goals, 220 assists for 470 points, 8th on the all-time scoring list for Canucks players. He comes in at number 9. Number 8 on the all-time list of greatest Canucks players, goaltender Kurt McLean. He was second on the all-time list, 211 wins. He was a goaltender in that led the Canucks to 1994 Stanley Cup Finals. He's appeared in most games ever by a Canucks goaltender. He comes in at number 8. Number 7 on the all-time list of greatest Canucks players of all time, Stan Smile, right winger, 262 goals, 411 assists, 673 points, 5th on the all-time scoring list. His number 12 was retired by the team. Number 6 all-time on the greatest Canucks players of all time, Roberto Luongo. He's the winningest goaltender in Canucks history, 252 wins all time. He comes in at number 6. Number 5 on the all-time list of the greatest Canucks players of all time, forward Trevor Linden, 318 goals, 415 assists, 733 points in a Canucks uniform. 4th on the all-time scoring list. Number 4 on the all-time Canucks list of greatest players who ever to don the Canucks uniform, Daniel Sedin. He scored 307 goals, 498 assists, 805 points. He's the second leading scoring leader of all time for the Canucks. He comes in at number 4. Number 3 on the all-time list, Marcus Naslund, left winger, 346 goals, 410 assists, 756 points. 3rd on the all-time scoring list, number 19, retired by the team, runner to the 2003 NHL MVP award. Comes in at number 3. Number 2 on the all-time list of greatest Canucks players, Henrik Sedin. He's left winger, 193 goals, 649 assists, 842 points, all-time leading scorer in Canucks history. He won the 2010 NHL MVP award. He comes in at number 2. The number 1 player of all time for the Vancouver Canucks is the Russian rocket Pavel Bure, right winger, 254 goals, 224 assists, 478 points, 7th all-time leading scorer for the team. He was like a dynamic goal scorer, and he led the NHL in goal scoring, 60 while member of the in 1994 while playing for the Canucks. One of probably the most exciting player in team history. Number 10 retired by the Canucks. Should have won a cup with the Canucks, and he's a Hockey Hall of Famer. So that's about it for the greatest players in Canucks history. Tomorrow I'm going to do the top 10 players of all time for the Buffalo Sabres, and Monday is the Capitals and the rest of the teams. And have a good day, Facebook friends and YouTube followers. Be back later for another one of these video blogs. Bye now.